This video will show you how to replace the hood hinge on a Ford Edge. You'll have one of these on each side of your hood. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. To gain access to our hood hinge, we need to make our way up to where our wiper cowl will be. Down along the bottom of the windshield, along the corner of the wiper cowl, you're going to find that you have a small plastic panel that has to be removed. To start removing this, we have the hood in the down position. I'm going to be using a trim tool to remove my plastic push pin. We'll just make our way in between this area. You should be able to gently pry. That push pin can stay in this panel. Now that I have this portion dislodged, I'm going to carefully open up the hood. Now that I have the hood in the upright position, I can take hold of the panel. I'll pivot that out of the way. At this instance, I can see both pieces of my lower hardware. There's one here, and there's one located just behind it, which you can access from the outboard side of the hood. Now with that said, we can see the two lower pieces of hardware. Looking up along the hood, we can see the upper pieces of hardware. Before we start removing our hood hardware, keep in mind this is what's holding the hood up and away from damaging the body of the vehicle or the hood itself. So I like to use some spacers. I just have some small pieces of wood. I'm carefully putting it underneath the hood up against my wiper cowl. Of course, I will still have to control the hood at all times during this replacement, but this should help us. Let's start by removing our lower hardware. We have two 8mm headed mounting bolts. The one that's closest to the windshield will be the hardest to remove. A quick note about this, you typically can flex the wiper cowl. When you flex this, you're going to be using a ratcheting wrench, and we're going to be turning our mounting bolt counterclockwise. There's one of our lower mounting bolts. A thorough inspection, of course. This looks to be in good usable order. Now I removed that bolt so I can show you something real quick. As you're looking inside the port of the hood hinge, you can see that the port is significantly larger than the diameter of our mounting bolt. I'm mentioning that because we want to make sure we make a clear marking of exactly where our hood hinge is located on the body of the vehicle, and I also like to do up along the hood. You can mark this in any way you deem fit. I'm just going to use a small marker, come right along one edge here. I'll do the same along the back side. And I typically like to go along the side as well. You don't have to go very far. Now that I've marked down along the bottom, I'm just going to mark along the top as well. Make a clear marking. For my next mounting bolt, I'm going to loosen this, but I like to leave it in a couple threads. We'll make our way up towards the top. A quick note about this, as you start removing it, you may find that the hood can move around. Be extremely careful at all times. If you happen to have a second person that can hold the hood for you, that could be helpful. That should help prevent the hood hinge from sliding around too much on us. Let's make our way up to the top. In this area, we're going to have two 10mm headed mounting bolts. I'm holding onto the hood. Now I'll make my way down to the last mounting bolt that I left in a couple threads here. Carefully remove your hood hinge. There it is, friend. Prior to installation of any brand new part, let's make sure we clean and inspect our mounting area. We'll start up along the hood. Just a quick wipe. All the way down along the bottom here. That looks good as well. Now it's time for installation of our hood hinge. Let's start getting this in position. We're sliding it in down along the bottom. At this point, you can start in any piece of hardware you would like to start in first. I'm going to start up along the top at the hood. We'll make sure we align our mounting bolt ports. You can lift up or down on the hood as necessary. Now, as far as the hood hinge up along the hood, everything should be aligned here, so let's tighten those mounting bolts. Perfect. Down along the bottom, make your adjustment. Down along the bottom, we have our two 8mm headed mounting bolts. We can start each of those in. Before tightening them, ensure you're aligned with the markings you had made. I'm just going to double check my markings. They're both started in. Let's snug them up. Right there's bottomed out. Just take it a tiny bit further here. We want to make sure it's secured. Let's protect the area. Now at this point, we fully installed our hood hinge. You can remove any support from in this area. Now the process for one hood hinge will be the exact same thing as the other. Once you've completed your repair, carefully close your hood slowly. The reason why we want to close it slowly is to confirm it's properly aligned with the fender and of course the hood latch. If you close it hard, you may accidentally hit up against something you shouldn't. Perfect. Make our way up along here. We're going to tuck this in and behind the fender, align the push pin, press that in. Okay, friend, we finished our installation. Take your vehicle for a road test. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.